Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Shamsa Arawelo. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Team, this is my life is over. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? How am I gonna fight? I'm holding a fucking spray. And then, I don't know, wallahi, I think I look down and then I see, like I want to be a police officer, right? So I see the uniform. Like, I recognize it. I'm blind as well. I don't even know how the hell I managed that. And as soon as I realized that was a fucking police officer, bitch, I dropped the air freshener. Yeah, dropped it. And then as soon as I did that, my keyhole, yeah, was drilled out completely. And then I don't remember whether the cop gave it to me or whether I caught it as it was coming out. But I looked at it with such disgust and confusion. And I just thought, you know what, fuck this. They come into my house and they're all in my living room right here. And I'm like, why are you in my house? Why are you here? No answer. I ask again, why are you here? Why are you here? Yo, I am panicking. My mind is going 1,000 miles. Wallah is going like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck. They haven't introduced themselves. So I couldn't really confirm or deny whether they were the fucking police officers. They just look like police officers. They didn't introduce themselves. Kept asking, why? Why are you in my house? Why are you in my house? Nobody's trying to tell me nothing. And then they kind of slowly, like I roll back, I go backwards, and then they're following me back, following me into the fucking dining room. And then I'm like, why are you in my fucking house? You broke into my house. And as soon as I fucking said that, the guy goes, oh, I didn't break into your house. We forced our way in. Yeah. Why? Give me a reason why. So they tell me a name I have never heard of in my life. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't know who the fuck that is. And he goes, we have reasonable suspicion to conduct a search if we believe a person that is committed a arrestable offense is here. What the fuck are you talking about? I am a single mother who lives alone. Where did you get your fucking intel from? For you to be drilling down my door at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. So somebody went upstairs. I'm still a shell of a person, in shock. They go up, somebody, I don't remember who went upstairs. It was 2 men or 1 woman. I don't even remember who the fuck went upstairs. Someone went upstairs, came down because they didn't find anything. And I said to them, who are you looking for? The only thing that made sense to me was try find out if it's like somebody that I know, right? So I'm like, the only person that I can possibly think of that has ever used this address. So I was like, is it this person? Bear in mind, I never gave the name. I gave like the relation to me, right? They're like, yeah, that's you just, what's the, that's not the name. That's not the name. So why have you broken into my house for somebody whose name you have incorrect? Yeah. So, and then I asked them, they come move back here. And then I asked them, why are you in my house? You broke in. You told me that there's someone here that should be arrested, but they're not here. You're talking to me like I'm a motherfucking criminal. You're not giving me the answers that I deserve, even though you broke into my fucking house. So I said to them, why are you not wearing a mask? I swear to you, the woman turns around to me and she goes, we don't have to wear it. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have to wear it? She goes, the lockdown was over on the 19th and this happened on the 23rd. So she goes, lockdown ended on the 19th of July. So therefore, we don't have to wear it. Pandemic is over, no more COVID, so we don't have to wear it. Like, you're not going to fucking put lockdown back on in a few months. Am I a dickhead? I can't even go to a supermarket, a pharmacy, a shopping center, a restaurant, even the fuck buses. Work, even in some places at work, you have to wear a mask. And you're telling me that 3 officers who broke into or forced entry into a single mother's home at such a ridiculous time to tell me that COVID is over so I don't have to wear it. But I'm asthmatic, so I'm vulnerable to catching this shit. So you go around Tom, Dick, and Harry, and then you come and try possibly expose me to COVID. Makes no sense. I was like, okay. Yo, they were just like this the whole time. I think the woman was the only one like trying to like reassure me, but she wasn't really trying to reassure me because whenever I would ask her a fucking question, she would look at the men. Bitch, I'm asking you a question. Are you not an officer of the law too? And then they moved outside. And I'll show you guys my lock. Okay, I'll put my lock here. My lock, I can put that much, yeah, of my finger in to the corner of my lock like this. I'll show you how fucked up it is. They step outside because they couldn't find anything. So I didn't like their fucking attitude, the way that they were speaking to me. So I said to him, you need a fucking some sort of warrant or something for you to be doing what you're doing. He goes, I don't need it. I was like, yo, listen, I know it's only my first year in policing, but I know what you're doing. You need something, like you need some sort of reasonable. When I tell you reasonable, you better be fucking sure that that person is in my house. That means having surveillance outside my house, checking CCTV, calling me to see if I would cooperate. Or how about going around my house and going back to my backyard and just knocking my back door where I would have heard you and happily opened the door for you instead of causing me so much distress that I have not been able to sleep for a fucking week. Because I think every time I hear some sort of noise, I think, oh shit, it's happening again. So I decided, you know what? And then, because you know what the guy replied when I said I do policing? He goes, well, clearly you don't know. You need to learn more. Why the fuck are you trying to patronize me when... What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I know I need to learn more. Don't get me wrong. But how? That's not the time and place for you to try patronize me when you've just broken into my fucking house. They would treat me like a fucking dickhead. So I went upstairs and got a camera. And I'll put the video on, but I'll explain it real quick. In the video, there was a dickhead. I need to stop calling him a dickhead, okay? There was a man on, I think, my right, and there was a woman on my left, and there was a man by the car writing this shit out. So I asked them, I thought, you know, let me go around, get my camera, got it real quick, started recording, not like in their face, but I just had my phone like this, right? So I said, so you don't need a warrant to get into my house? He goes, no, we can use force if we have reasonable suspicion to enter your property according to section 17 of PACE. So I'm like, okay, fair dues, yeah? But I was like, the way that you've been speaking to me since you've come, the fact that you didn't introduce yourself when you came into my property or explain why the fuck you were there, like you could just waltz in and just like, what the fuck? What about human rights? Where did that go? Huh? Where did I go? I'm not in fucking Palestine. I'm not in Palestine. You cannot just waltz into my house for reasonable suspicion. How did you get this reasonable suspicion? Somebody gave you my address. Anyway. So after that, I must have said, I don't remember what the fuck it is I said. Me and them started kind of going back and forth because I got really frustrated in the way that I was being spoken to before I turned the fucking camera on. And I think he knew that he was on camera. So he goes, I wasn't rude to you. I wasn't disrespectful to you. I said you were being very disrespectful. You were being cold as fuck when you're the one that broke into my house, caused me terror, scared the fuck out of me to the point where I grabbed the weapon. Even though it was fair, I grabbed the weapon. Imagine if I had grabbed the knife that I normally sleep with. What the fuck do you think Burnley police would have done to me? Branded me an unfit mother. Told me that I was, well, coming towards them with a knife, even though none of them motherfuckers introduced themselves. So I was like, I don't understand why you're being so disrespectful. The least you could do for scaring the fuck out of me is apologize. Do you know what he said? I don't owe you an apology. What have I got to apologize for? For doing my job. So that's your job. So in my mind, I'm like, so if I was a white woman right now, you would have been like, I'm so sorry, miss, for the inconvenience. If you need anything, please let me know. But I get being treated like a criminal, even though my door was being drilled into whilst I was sleeping with my 6-year-old daughter. I was disrespected in my house. I was exposed to COVID. I was put at risk. Okay, my life was put at risk. Yeah? Nothing was ever explained to me. They had the wrong fucking name. I still don't know who the fuck that is. So when you guys find out who the fuck that is, please explain to me who the fuck that is, okay? Anyway, so they had the wrong name, the wrong intel, and they came to the wrong house, where I got no apology, no explanation, and no introduction. Right? But I was treated like I was wrong. So I turned around and I said to them, so I genuinely believe the reason why you guys are treating me this way is because I'm black. Do you know what he turned around and said? He goes, oh, that's outrageous or some dumb shit like that, because they like to use big words when they feel offended. And then he goes, oh, I didn't even know what you were when I came here. Exactly. You just proved my point. You told me that you didn't know that there was you weren't informed that there was a 6-year-old in the house, which means that you weren't informed that I'm a single parent with a 6-year-old child in this house. Is on my tenancy agreements. Okay? Nobody else is here. You didn't know that information. So where's the reasonable suspicion of somebody being in my house when you don't even know who the fuck I am? When you have the wrong name. So you just caused me so much terror and sleepless nights, to the point where even my child has noticed how just spaced out I am and unable to sleep at night. Do you know why? Because I'm out here on guard. Because I'm guessing it took them quite a while to drill that shit. That shit ain't easy to do. Like, bitch, that took time. So when did they start? 4:30, 4:45. Because the incident ended at 5:20 in the morning. I probably got up at 5 o'clock and came downstairs. Because they weren't in my house long, like 20 minutes. Yeah? 30 minutes. So, why? So when they were writing this shit out, I lost the other fucking 2 pages to this, which had my details, which is probably a good idea. That is not around me. But they highlighted section 17 of paste. Do you know this? They highlighted this part for me kindly. And they said, this says, it says nothing about forcing entry to my house. But it does say arresting a person for a arrestable offense. That's all they highlighted. Please make it make sense, because it makes absolutely no sense to me. I am fuming. So for a person who has such aspirations to become a police officer and to seek justice for people and to make the voices that are not being heard. What is this? What is this? This is not a great example as to why I should join the police force or the UK criminal justice system, because clearly it's flawed. Clearly Pace ain't doing shit. In fact, Pace is showing us, and due to the investigations of police departments, that majority of police departments in the UK are failing the community. And that is one of the reasons why. Because you're not doing things properly. I'm being taught to do things properly. And I have to watch a police officer come and violate my human rights and silence me. Not today. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. There is a massive, massive discrimination and racism and prejudice issue in Lancashire. It's specifically in Burnley, Nelson, Colne, and every other stupid town around here. And you guys talk about being united and recruiting diverse people and minorities and welcoming them into the police force. But how can I be sure that the way that I was disrespected today as a free citizen, British citizen, how can you ensure that I'm not treated like that if I am a colleague of these officers? And one of the I asked for their name. I was like, what is your name? What's your name? Do you know what they replied? I don't need to tell you my name. And they pointed at their little fucking number. But you guys were all equally disrespectful and all equally wrong for what you did to me. I did not deserve, as a single parent already living in a town that is disrespectful as fuck to the to black and my other minority groups, where my child is being raised, to then now have to be terrified of police. And when they do wrong and get things wrong, and as humans do, I don't owe you an apology. You terrified me. You scared the shit out of me. Now, before I used to have one eye open, now I have two eyes open. Thanks to all three of you. So Burnley Police and Lancashire Police, I'm already going to make, I've already complained, which, by the way, I never got a call back. Interesting, because, you know, you look after your own. But I want an explanation. I want an apology. And most of all, you're going to fucking pay for my therapy. That's what you're going to fucking do. This is a free country that has rights that protect you and protect your rights. But when the same people that are supposed to protect your rights are the ones demolishing it, I see that as very, 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 very unfair and disrespectful, and is not what the police stands for. The police is for the community. They were created for the purpose of serving the community. But now, who are they serving? The government, whose rules they're not even obeying to themselves? Confusion. Confusion. But if Lancashire wants to solve their racist traits within these small towns, specifically Burnley, then you guys are going to have a massive problem transitioning into the world that we all hope is equal one day. My mind has been occupied for the past few weeks, so I will hopefully get things back on track. Just need to give me some time to calm my head. Yeah, if you are new, I would love to welcome you. Welcome to the Guinea of Peace community. You are a part of our beautiful community, no matter where you are from, no matter what color you are, no matter what sexuality you are. None of that matters. First and foremost, you are human, okay? And I have nothing but love for each and every one of you that watches my. Thank you all so much.